Hello! Right, well, I thought I'd do something a bit different. I'm going to review a phone that was sent to me by someone called @OneWorld Nokia on Twitter. Now, what happened was, I was browsing the internet because I like to use my phone to shoot video and record things. I have an iPhone 4. And I was browsing the internet for something that might have a better camera. A phone that had a better camera. I was actually looking for something that shoots 1080p, although I didn't find anything. However, when I mentioned on Twitter that I'd seen how good the camera on the Nokia N8 was, this @OneWorld Nokia, which is WOM World Nokia, said he'd send me a Nokia N8, which is the phone I was talking about, the one with the jolly good camera. He'd send it me for a trial, so I could test it out and have a look at it, as long as I reviewed it. So, this is my review. So here's the box. I don't know if you can see it. I have actually attached a wide-angle lens to the camera on my iPhone so I can get more in shot, because I've got limited space here. I actually have my iPhone precariously close to the edge of this desk, and without this, in fact, do you want to see how little space I'd have without this lens? Let's try and take this off, and hopefully this won't be a disaster. See how much closer? So this lens just gives me that extra space so that I can see what I'm dealing with. So this here is the box to the Nokia N8. It's quite a nice little box. It's opens at the front with these little flick tab things, and it's all cardboard, which I suppose is quite eco-friendly. You know, all the companies are trying to make it look as though they're doing their bit for the environment, and I suppose this is Nokia's, and that's all very, very fancy. And I'll get it open and see what's inside. Look, another box, a bit of the box with a design pattern thing on there. I think that's the back of the phone, what it's supposed to be. And inside we have a little bag. I'm not quite sure what this is for, actually. I mean, it's you wouldn't put your phone in that, surely, would you? And I don't think the box fits in, so I'm not 100% sure what that's for, but it's nice anyway. Again, it looks quite eco-friendly. It's I imagine it's biodegradable, so that's the bag. And then we have the device itself. Looks very nice, very posh, very nice indeed. Put that to one side for a second, and we'll have a look what else we get inside. We have a charger. Now this actually quite confused me at first, because as you can see, them 3 prongs will not fit in a UK plug socket. And I looked and I thought, well, the only way I can extend is by unscrewing it. I thought, well, surely they're not going to sell a phone where you've got to get your screwdriver out the minute you buy it to put it on charge. So I looked at it for a while and I thought, how does this work out? And then I went, oh, there we go. And it was literally as simple as that. All I had to do was pull this bit up, and away we went. And that charges then, that plugs in. This cable, quite a long cable as well. You get a lot of cabling, which is usually a complaint I have when you buy a phone and the charging cable is too short. And you've got this tiny little pin socket that goes into the bottom, I believe, of the phone. Let's have a look. That's the bottom, and it goes, you won't be able to see this hole, I don't think, but I think the hole is there. And it goes in like that. So that's the charger. Put that to one side. We've got nice little earphones. I haven't tried these out, but they certainly look better than the ones that come with the iPhone. I mean, they've got these plasticky earbud things, which usually stick in your ears better than the hard plastic earphones. And I believe we've got a volume rocker, a volume controller on it as well, which is good. And I imagine, although this is an absolute guess, that you can answer calls with it, because it looks like that there might be a microphone, but it might not be as well. And a nice little clip, so that can go on your jacket or something. So that's the earphones. This, well, I probably should have done a bit more research, but this looks like something to do with HDMI. Let's have a look. Does it say anything on it? It says Nokia. Oh, and it actually says HDMI. I don't know if you can see that. So, yeah, I'm right about that. And a USB data cable, useful for transferring videos and pictures and whatnot. A little plastic bag, which probably had, oh no, there's earbuds in it, isn't there? So some extra earbuds. It looks like they have different sizes to fit different ears, which is incredibly handy indeed. So we've got that, the data cable, and another little cable here. Now I really don't know what this is for. Oh, some kind of data cable thing again. And that's the box. So I'm going to do a jump cut now so I can move all of this box out of the way and show you the phone. So bear with me a second. And I'm back. Sorry about that. I just had to move the box out of the way so we could get a better look at the phone. So this is it. It's the handset, the Nokia N8 handset, and it's quite nice. It's quite chunky. I don't know the exact measurements, but it's not as thin as my iPhone. I would compare my iPhone, but I'm using it as the camera, so that wouldn't work at all. But yeah, it is thicker than the iPhone, but apparently that's the thinnest smartphone on the market, so that's probably not a surprise. But I do think it's got something to do with the camera, because the camera is a fantastic 12 megapixels. I don't know if I can get that to... No, that's not going to focus, but there it is. You can do, if you see, 12 megapixel camera, which is amazing for a phone, although I believe it only shoots in 720p, which is a surprise, but I think that's probably got more to do with the memory than the capabilities of the camera. But I don't really know how all that 720p, 1080p thing works, so I'm not going to pretend to, but that's that. There's a flash, as you can see, Nokia N series there. So, right, well then, I should probably explain that the reason why I was looking at these phones is because, as I said, I like to take videos and shoot and photographs with my iPhone. And I was considering an upgrade. Now, I'm probably going to wait till the iPhone 5 comes out, whenever that's going to be. I've heard there's a lot of rumours. It could be September, it could be July, it could be next year, nobody really knows. And I'm worried that my iPhone 4, this thing that I'm recording with, is going to diminish in value by the time the iPhone 5 comes out. So I was just looking to see what other phones were out there on the market which might be as good as my iPhone that I could buy in the period between now and when the iPhone 5 comes out. And as I said, the initial attraction was this camera, because the 12 megapixels is quite remarkable. It seems like Nokia really pulling out all the stops with that, because you just don't see that. I'm pretty sure that that is the highest megapixel camera. Although megapixels aren't everything, as the iPhone 4 shows, because the iPhone 4 camera is only 5 megapixels and it shoots with absolute clarity. It's brilliant. I mean, you could record a film on it. I mean, on YouTube there are films shot with the iPhone 4. So it is, it's megapixels aren't everything, but nonetheless, that is still a really, really good camera. And it does shoot really nice video. I've tested it out, and the video is quite nice. Also, it's got quite a nice anodized aluminium casing, which it looks sleek, doesn't it? I mean, you can see that it's nice and shiny, nice and sleek. But apparently, and now I haven't tried this out because I'm pretty sure this at Nokia One World. At One World Nokia fellow, would probably be not very happy if I'd tried this, but apparently you can scratch the surface with keys, and it's completely resistant to the scratch, so it will remain clear, although apparently there are certain parts which will scratch, and I think the paint on the buttons apparently comes off as well, but the back especially, you could scratch with keys and it will remain in brilliant condition, which the iPhone 4 could really, really do with. Other than that, well, it's got a 3.5 inch capacitive OLED or OLED touchscreen, which is this thing here. Now, it's not the best screen I've seen. These OLED screens are sort of old technology now, really, because they're you've got the Super OLED and you've got the iPhone 4's Retina display, which is pretty impressive. And you can tell that it's not as good as some of the higher end phones, but it doesn't cost as much as some of the higher end phones on the market. So you've got to you've got to take that into consideration, really. Now, if we look around the sides of the phone, we've got... I really probably should have done some more research here, but these look like maybe memory card. I'm going to guess memory card and SIM card slots there, but that is a guess. Data cable hole or port, if I'm going to be technically use the right technical lingo. On this side, you've got the camera button, which is handy. So, say you want to take a quick shot, you just tap that button rather than having to go through the menu like you do on the iPhone. That, again, I'm not really sure what that does, but I'm going to guess that that's a lock button. And you've got the volume rocker here, which is just up and down. Quite nice. So that's the aesthetics of the phone. I say that's all of that. So we're going to try and turn it on now, which is this little button here. Press that. Oh, here we go. I think I felt something. It vibrated, but I can't see anything. Press this. Oh, that button's lit up. Oh, here we go. Now let's see how long this takes. Nokia. It's not super speedy, but I remember from the last time I booted up that it's not slow either. Now I can't quite understand what's going on with the screen. This happens a lot to me, and it's dark, and I don't really know why. I think it's got a sensor here, which changes the brightness of the screen depending on the brightness of the room, but it doesn't work well from what I've seen of it so far. It really doesn't work as well as it could, and not as well as it works on the iPhone, because the iPhone has a similar feature, and I must say it does work a bit better on the iPhone. Now this is your home screen. It's sort of quite overtly Nokia. You can tell, you know, the icons, if I get a bit closer to the camera, are quite typically Nokia. The Ovi store, which is the marketplace, that confused me, because that there, the compass, as those of you who without iPhones will probably guess, is the navigation, but because I'm so used to the iPhone and Safari, I thought that was the internet, but obviously that's the internet there. Now I don't know how to get the screen to brighten up again, but I'm sure I'll figure that out. You've got other little icons there. You can move along. You've got 3 screens there. I'm not sure if you can have more than 3, and you can customize the screens. If you hold down on them like that, you can bring up a little menu, and you can add widgets like BBC News and radio, music player. Now I haven't got any of them kind of things, so I'll try and use just to see how it works. It's updating. Do I want to allow a connection? I'll put yes. Click done. Now it's updating. I don't know how long that's going to take, but hopefully... Oh, there we go. I can't read that. Does that say... Mladic supporters rally... I don't know what that says, but that's the news at the moment.